The liquefied natural gas, or LNG, has rapidly transformed the global energy landscape. This transformation is not just a fleeting trend, but a significant shift that is reshaping how countries think about energy security and sustainability. The ability to liquefy natural gas and transport it across vast oceans has revolutionized the way energy is traded and consumed globally. Its ability to be transported over long distances has opened up new possibilities for energy trade. No longer are countries limited by their geographic proximity to natural gas reserves. This has enabled nations that were once energy importers to become significant players in the global energy market. Countries with abundant natural gas reserves, like the United States, have become major LNG exporters. This shift has not only bolstered their economies, but also provided them with greater geopolitical leverage. The US, for instance, has seen a surge in its LNG exports, making it a key player in the global energy arena. This has led to a shift in global energy dynamics, with implications for both producers and consumers. Energy importing countries now have more options, reducing their dependence on a single supplier and enhancing their energy security. This diversification is crucial in a world where energy needs are constantly evolving. The rise of LNG has also brought about increased competition in the global gas market. This competition is not just among traditional energy giants, but also includes emerging markets that are keen to capitalize on their natural gas reserves. This has led to more competitive pricing and innovative solutions in the energy sector. Traditional pipeline suppliers, such as Russia, now face competition from LNG exporters. This has forced them to rethink their strategies and adapt to the changing landscape. The competition has also spurred investments in new technologies and infrastructure to maintain their market share. This competition is driving innovation and efficiency in the LNG sector. Companies are investing in cutting-edge technologies to improve the liquefaction process, reduce costs, and minimize environmental impact. These advancements are making LNG a more attractive option for countries looking to diversify their energy sources. As demand for LNG continues to grow, the importance of this resource in the global energy mix is only set to increase. The future of energy is being shaped by these developments, and LNG is poised to play a pivotal role in ensuring a stable, sustainable, and secure energy future for the world. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the global energy market, both China and Australia have halted imports of US liquefied natural gas, or LNG. This unprecedented decision has left many industry experts and analysts scrambling to understand the full implications. The halt in imports is not just a simple trade decision. It is a significant geopolitical maneuver that could reshape the dynamics of global energy supply and demand. The decision by these two major economies to stop importing US LNG is a clear indication of the escalating trade tensions between the United States and its economic rivals. This move is seen as a direct response to the ongoing trade conflicts that have been simmering for years, but have recently reached a boiling point. The halt in imports began in February 2025 when China imposed a 15% tariff on US LNG. This tariff was part of a broader strategy by China to counteract the economic pressures being applied by the United States. The imposition of tariffs is a common tactic in trade wars used to protect domestic industries and exert pressure on foreign competitors. The 15% tariff on US LNG was a retaliatory measure, following the US's decision to increase tariffs on a range of Chinese goods. This tit-for-tat strategy has been a hallmark of the trade conflict between these two economic giants, each trying to outmaneuver the other in a high-stakes game of economic chess. The situation escalated further in April 2025, when both China and Australia ceased importing US LNG altogether. This complete halt in imports has sent ripples through the global energy market, affecting not just the countries directly involved, but also other nations that rely on stable energy supplies. The impact of this decision is far-reaching. The US LNG industry, which had been experiencing significant growth, is now facing a period of uncertainty. LNG workers and companies are concerned about the future, as the halt in imports could lead to job losses and financial instability. This move has had a significant impact on the US LNG industry and has raised concerns about the future of global energy trade. The halt in imports by China and Australia is a stark reminder of how interconnected and fragile the global energy market can be. As the situation continues to develop, all eyes will be on the next moves by these major players in the global energy landscape. The immediate impact of the import halt has been felt most acutely in the US. The sudden cessation of LNG imports has left the US market in a state of shock and uncertainty. Industries that heavily rely on LNG are now grappling with the abrupt shortage, leading to a ripple effect across various sectors. With China and Australia being major consumers of US LNG, the halt in imports has created a significant void. These countries have been pivotal in sustaining the US LNG export market, and their sudden withdrawal has left a noticeable gap. The loss of these markets has dealt a significant blow to the US economy. Factories that depended on steady LNG supplies are now facing closures, and shipping docks that once bustled with activity are eerily quiet. The economic downturn is palpable. Overnight, the US market lost an estimated $1.5 billion in revenue. This staggering loss has sent shockwaves through Wall Street, with stock prices plummeting and investors growing increasingly anxious about the future. This loss is attributed to the surplus of LNG now stranded in the US, with no immediate buyers. The infrastructure that once facilitated a thriving export market now stands underutilized, and the excess gas is being flared off, leading to environmental concerns. The impact on US LNG exporters has been swift and severe, with many companies facing financial instability. Workers in the industry are worried about their jobs, and the once bustling industrial areas are now ghost towns. Forcing them to seek alternative markets for their product, US LNG exporters are now exploring new avenues. Some tankers are being rerouted to different countries, while others are looking into diversifying their energy portfolios to mitigate risks. This situation has exposed the vulnerability of the US LNG industry to geopolitical tensions and the volatility of the global energy market. The current crisis underscores the need for a more resilient and diversified energy strategy to safeguard against future disruptions. China's decision to halt US LNG imports is part of a broader strategy to reduce its reliance on foreign energy sources. By diversifying its energy portfolio and securing long-term deals with other suppliers, China aims to enhance its energy security. One key element of this strategy is the pursuit of long-term LNG contracts with producers in the Middle East and Asia-Pacific. These contracts offer China price stability and a guaranteed supply of LNG. Additionally, China is ramping up its domestic gas production and investing heavily in renewable energy sources. This multifaceted approach underscores China's determination to achieve energy independence and reduce its vulnerability to external pressures. The halt in LNG imports marks a new low in the already strained relationship between the US and China. This trade dispute is fueled by a complex web of economic and geopolitical factors, including competition for global influence and technological dominance. The US administration has accused China of unfair trade practices and intellectual property theft. China, in turn, views the US's actions as an attempt to contain its rise as a global power. The LNG dispute is the latest flashpoint in this ongoing rivalry, and its resolution is far from certain. The situation highlights the growing distrust and competition between the two superpowers, with potentially far-reaching consequences for the global order. While the United States grapples with the fallout from the LNG import halt, Europe has emerged as an unexpected beneficiary. The surplus of US LNG, originally destined for China and Australia, has been redirected to European markets. This influx of LNG has provided a much-needed boost to European energy security, particularly in light of the ongoing conflict with Russia, a major gas supplier. The redirected LNG has helped to offset the shortfall in Russian gas supplies, easing concerns about energy shortages and price spikes. This development underscores the interconnected nature of the global energy market and the potential for shifts in supply and demand to have far-reaching consequences. Australia's decision to join China in halting US LNG imports has raised eyebrows and fueled speculation about a potential shift in alliances. Traditionally a close ally of the United States, Australia's move seems to signal a growing assertiveness in its foreign policy. Some analysts believe that Australia is seeking to strengthen its economic ties with China, its largest trading partner. Others view it as a strategic move to avoid being caught in the crossfire of the US-China trade war. Whatever the reasons, Australia's decision adds another layer of complexity to the already intricate web of global trade relations. The halt in US LNG imports by China and Australia marks a turning point in the global LNG market. It highlights the growing influence of geopolitical factors on energy trade and the willingness of major players to leverage energy resources for strategic advantage. This development is likely to accelerate the trend towards regionalization in the LNG market. Countries are increasingly seeking to secure energy supplies from reliable partners, even if it means paying a premium. This shift away from the traditional model of globalized energy trade has the potential to reshape the geopolitical landscape and create new alliances and rivalries. The halt in LNG imports to China and Australia poses a significant challenge for the US LNG industry. With two of its largest markets now closed, the US must find new buyers for its surplus LNG production. This will require a concerted effort to diversify export markets and potentially explore new opportunities in emerging economies. The US must also navigate the volatile geopolitical landscape and find ways to mitigate the risks posed by trade disputes and political tensions. The future of US LNG will depend on its ability to adapt to these evolving market dynamics and forge new partnerships in a rapidly changing world.